Simon Redfern.
Yeah.
Nemo Godebski-Pedersen.
That's me.
TESOBE Open Bank Project. All the way from Berlin.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for getting the train down.
Yeah. He came from Florence, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad.
Much easier for you then. Okay, not as long a trip then. Okay. Regardless, what brought you here? What brought you guys here? Except for our invite, of course.
The invite.
What were you here to discuss?
Simon brought me here. Well, our AI agent. I suppose everyone's got an AI agent now. We were discussing the.
Yeah, but not everyone has an AI agent with 600 open banking APIs behind it and integrated well. That's the.
Yeah.
I guess that's the thing.
Yeah. I suppose a mechanism for making sure that AI agents are calling the tools that they say they are and not being able to escalate their own privileges and stuff like that.
Making them accountable.
Yeah.
In a way. Okay.
Yeah, and using these kind of constructs called consents, which comes out of open banking, so that you can, in the consent, which is like a kind of signed token, you can put what the user is meant to do and for how long and that kind of stuff, and which app they're meant to do it with and stuff like that. Yeah.
I heard you mention while you were building this, you had to, or rather, it taught you that you needed to refine some of the APIs.
So again, yeah.
Could you elaborate on that a bit more?
Yeah. So LLMs, right? They like kind of averages in a way, yeah, and they will also. Yeah, so if you have some old documentation which is mentioning a certain pattern, even though you tell it, look, I want you to use this pattern, it will kind of still look in the old pattern to a certain extent, you know. So it's good kind of, it promotes good API hygiene actually, because you want your APIs to be kind of methodical and standard and all the rest of it, and LLMs will kind of they will kind of highlight when things are not as nice as they should be. So yeah, it's allowed us to refine some of the APIs actually. Yeah.
Any other obstacles you came across?
Well, as I was mentioning in the talk, right, there's this whole topic of on behalf of. So, you know, traditionally you've had a human, right, who's kind of interacting with an IT system, yeah, and now you've got an agent which is acting on behalf of a human. But now you've got these two bits of information which should go down into the stack. And at what point do you switch out and say, okay, now I'm actually going to store the on behalf of user in the database? Yeah, because if an agent creates an object there and then it comes back 2 hours later, or a different agent comes back, you need to make sure that you're storing the human's identity there, not the agent's type thing. So things like that, which are like subtly tricky.
I mean, also this whole agent consents thing, working with MCP, we're kind of working at the edge of where the industry is right now. Like OAuth is very new. Even the authentication framework with MCP is super new, like dynamic client registration and stuff like that. People are just only now adapting it. So to go ahead and be like, yeah, well, that's not really good enough for a regulated industry, and try and create something new within that. You run up against a lot of like, oh well, this just hasn't been built yet, so we have to build it ourselves, or we have to kind of hack it into existence sometimes. So some of those hurdles.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that demo.
Yeah.
That was, from my point of view, that was impressive. That was, I've not really seen much of that myself, but I think what a lot of, let's say, less technical minded people, not really engineers, they're not coders, not developers, people like myself perhaps, the question we will have is how are you going to integrate that? Why is it important, let's say? Why would it be important for the future, for moving forward?
Well, I think when you put an agent in front of systems, we're going to have like user interfaces which will be just much more fluid. You know, like almost you can think of on-demand user interfaces, right? Just because you'll be able to, and it'll be like talking to the agents as well. It won't be typing, right? I mean, I can touch type pretty fast, but you know, but it'll be type. It'll be speaking. Oh, I'd like to see this, and this on the screen. Oh, can you make that section over there blue, right? And it will just happen. And then, you know, next time you come back and it's there, you don't want to have to repeat it all the time and stuff like that. But, you know, and that, you know, so agents will make the access to data, you know, much more fluid in a way. And I think the age of software is just kind of coming into place now. So we'll have domain-specific experts who can basically build their own software or interfaces in real time, right? But in order for that to happen, you've got to give consent to what an agent can do for you, you know, and then you need to have, you know, APIs, which are the final barrier, right? So a lot of times you see user interfaces which are nice, and they give messages as a courtesy, right? Like, so you don't waste your time and you don't get annoyed and stuff like that. But those are kind of courtesy messages. But the actual hard boss stop is at the API layer.
Okay. So what about for those who are just getting started in this field? For those who are thinking about getting involved with multi-agents in these regulated industries, what tips would you give them?
Oh God, I don't know.
Just build it yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you can build stuff like all this kind of audio agent stuff that I mean, obviously I'm a software engineer with gazillions of years experience, but basically I use agents to build that stuff. You know, I don't know when I started it, like a week ago, something like that. You know,
you just get going, work on it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have to. It's an iterative thing, right? Yeah. But there are new APIs, there's agent systems, there's I mean, it's like crazy, like what you can do. That's Rust. What I showed in there was Rust code, which is pretty cool and low-level stuff. You know, doing frequency key shifting, communication between two agents who are not connected on the network. It's fucking amazing. I mean, I had the idea, right? You know, but then with the agents, you can make it. With the LLMs, you can make it. And then it is actually a collaborative process a bit, right? Because the agent does this, they try this, and I mean, the agent started doing dial tone, you know, like those old phones which sound like da-da-da-da-da. So it tried that, we tried that, right? Didn't work because it's not resistant to noise and stuff like that, you know. And then did this frequency key shifting thing. You can just try things so fast.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Simon, Nemo, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Yeah, thanks.